everyone, you might be one of those that wanted to do Alaska cruise but is not yet sure what to do or what to expect. Today here in Top Secret Travel Tips, I'll be sharing helpful tips that you need to know before embarking your journey. But before that, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and click on the notification bell for you to be updated with our latest uploads. Let's start! Now, if you're thinking what's the best Alaska itinerary, actually, there are a variety of itineraries available for your Alaska cruise. If you depart from Vancouver, you will be sailing through the Inside Passage, which usually has calmer waters. On the other hand, if you depart from Seattle, you will be sailing in the open waters of the Pacific Ocean, which can be more choppy. However, this doesn't mean that the Seattle itinerary is bad. The natural barrier of the Inside Passage makes the first few hours of the journey more pleasant. If you wonder whether to choose a northbound or southbound Alaska cruise or opt for a round-trip sailing is likely easier and more convenient. However, northbound or southbound sailings offer the advantage of seeing more Alaska. Sometimes these sailings are also more affordable than round-trip cruises, although you may need to spend more on airfare and potentially a hotel before or after the cruise. Now, the best time to cruise to Alaska really depends on your preferences. The cruising season in Alaska typically runs from May to September, sometimes extending into early October, and the warmest months in Alaska are usually late June, July, and August. During this time, you can expect milder temperatures and longer daylight hours. June and July are particularly great for wildlife sightings, as many animals are active during these months. If you're looking for the best prices, the shoulder season in May and September is your best bet. May in particular tends to be drier and has less rainfall compared to other months. So the best time to cruise to Alaska depends on your personal preferences, whether you prioritize wildlife sightings, weather conditions, or budget considerations. For the scenery, I must say that one thing that surprised me was how the scenery changed throughout the season. When I went in May, the mountains were still snow-capped and the glaciers looked pristine and white. It was a breathtaking sight. But if you're more interested in seeing the northern lights, there are no guarantees. However, your best chance would be in late September when the days are shorter and darker. Now, glacier viewing is one of the highlights of an Alaska cruise. To make the most of your day of glacier viewing, there are a few things to keep in mind. Firstly, ensure that you have your binoculars, hat, and gloves. It can be cool on the day of glacier viewing, so dressing appropriately is important. Now here are some tips for glacier viewing. 1. Dress in layers. The temperature can vary during glacier viewing, so it's best to dress in layers. This allows you to adjust your clothing based on the changing weather conditions. 2. Wear comfortable shoes. Glacier viewing often involves walking on uneven terrain, so it's important to wear comfortable and sturdy shoes. 3. Bring binoculars. Binoculars are essential for getting a closer look at the glaciers and wildlife. 4. Don't forget your camera. The stunning glaciers and scenic landscapes in Alaska are perfect for capturing memorable moments. 5. Listen to the naturalist. Many cruise lines have onboard naturalists who provide commentary and insights during glacier viewing. Pay attention to their instructions and information to enhance your experience. By the way, during your cruise, take advantage of the onboard enrichment programs offered by many cruise lines. These programs often include lectures from naturalists, historians, and experts who provide insights into Alaska's history, geology, and wildlife. These sessions can deepen your understanding and appreciation of the region. Lastly, consider booking a balcony cabin if possible, as it provides a private viewing area and allows you to enjoy the glaciers from the comfort of your own space. If not, try to scope out the best lookout spots early in the morning to secure a prime viewing location. Now, for some shore excursion tips, it is important to make early bookings for your shore excursions in Alaska, especially since it is often considered a once-in-a-lifetime cruise experience for many people. Popular excursions such as helicopter rides to the glacier tend to sell out quickly. If this is something you really want to do, make sure to secure your booking as soon as possible. When booking shore excursions, it is important to check the fitness levels and ensure they are suitable for you. Be mindful that some excursions may involve hiking or walking on uneven terrain, and they may have certain physical requirements. Even walking tours may include trails with branches or obstacles to navigate. Consider your own physical abilities and choose excursions accordingly to avoid any injuries or accidents that could impact your cruise experience. But I also suggest that you prioritize the activities that you truly want to experience, such as whale watching or dog sledding, and allocate your budget because Alaska shore excursions can be more expensive compared to other destinations. If you're looking to save money, consider exploring the port on your own. For example, in Ketchikan, you can take a walk around the cruise port and visit interesting places like Creek Street. There are plenty of things to see and to do within walking distance of the cruise port in other ports as well, including Skagway, which offers a lot of history and attractions. Also, it's important to connect with locals. Tour guides and people you meet in the towns can provide valuable insights on the best places to visit, eat, and explore. I received a recommendation to have lunch at Skagway, and it turned out to be a great choice. So don't hesitate to seek advice from the locals to enhance your Alaska cruise experience. Also, join a roll call. To connect with other cruisers who will be on the same sailing as you, consider joining a roll call. It may be through platforms like Facebook, cruise critic forums, or other website forums. This allows you to connect with fellow cruisers, exchange information, and even potentially share excursions, which can help save money. Another important thing to note is to book early. On boarding day, make sure to book the earliest embarkation time possible. It's worth noting that boarding a cruise ship for an Alaska cruise takes a bit longer compared to a Caribbean cruise. Whether you board in Seattle or Vancouver, you can expect the boarding process to take around an hour or longer. So to make the most of your embarkation day, consider booking the earliest available time slot to ensure a smooth and efficient boarding process. For cabins, if you're booking a round-trip Alaska cruise, it doesn't make a significant difference whether you choose a starboard or port side cabin. You will have the opportunity to see both sides during your cruise. However, if you are booking on a one-way northbound cruise, it is ideal to have a cabin on the starboard side for the best views. On the other hand, if you're booking a southbound cruise, you will enjoy the best scenery by choosing a cabin on the port side. It is recommended to book a balcony cabin to fully appreciate the views. Speaking of balcony cabin, having a balcony cabin allowed me to fully appreciate and enjoy the view during my Alaska cruise. It is definitely worth it. However, if you want to save money, there is nothing wrong with booking an ocean view cabin. You will still have the opportunity to see the beautiful scenery, and being closer to the waterline may even allow you to spot marine life, such as otters on icebergs. If you're on a tight budget, an interior cabin is also an option. Remember, you won't be spending much time in your cabin as there are plenty of places on the open deck, promenade deck, lounges, and restaurants where you can still enjoy the spectacular view. For the dress code, it's important to note that Alaska has a slightly more casual atmosphere, even on the cruise ship. While there are still dressy, formal, or chic nights, people tend to dress a bit less compared to Caribbean or Mediterranean sailings. This is because the Alaska itinerary is quite active, especially on port days. When it comes to packing your Alaska cruise, it's important to be prepared for varying weather conditions. Here are some tips. 1. Layered clothing. Alaska's weather can change throughout the day, so it's best to pack clothing that can be layered. Include items like t-shirts, long-sleeve shirts, or fleeces, and a light puffer jacket. If you're traveling during the middle of summer, when it tends to be warmer, check the weather forecast and pack accordingly. 2. Hat and gloves. It's always a good idea to pack a hat and gloves, especially for glacier viewing days or cooler mornings. 3. Rain gear. Alaska experiences a significant amount of rainfall as it is part of the Tongass National Forest, the largest temperature rainforest in the world. Be prepared for light rain, drizzle, or even heavy rains during your cruise. Pack a light rain jacket or poncho and consider waterproof shoes and pants, especially if you plan to go on a hike. Remember, the weather in Alaska can be unpredictable, so it's important to pack versatile clothing that can adapt to changing conditions. By being prepared for varying temperatures and rain, you can enjoy your cruise to the fullest. Now, aside from packing a raincoat, bring a waterproof bag. Consider bringing a waterproof backpack for your excursions. This will come in handy to protect your belongings from getting wet. Additionally, it's a good idea to bring a Ziploc bag to store any items that you want to keep dry. Just in case it rains, you can use the bag to protect those important items. And since we're talking about packing, it's also important to keep in mind to pack an embarkation day bag with your first day essentials. This way, you won't have to worry or stress if your luggage is delayed. Your first day essentials can include items like medication, valuables, and anything you may need for the initial day. Here's a tip. Bring a change of clothes, especially something you would like to wear to dinner later in the evening. Moving on, shop local. If you're like me, you might enjoy doing a little shopping while in port, and it's a great way to support the local economy. There are plenty of things you can buy in the Alaskan cruise ports. You'll find a wide range of Alaska-themed merchandise, including sweatshirts, t-shirts, baseball caps, and Christmas ornaments. Beyond the typical souvenirs, you can discover handcrafted items and carvings created by native artists. Additionally, there are exquisite jewelry pieces made from gold nuggets or jade. You may also want to bring home some Alaskan smoked salmon, art prints, or photography showcasing the beauty of Alaska. And something that surprised me? Birch syrup. Now for the last part of our video, you might be asking, what is the best cruise line? When it comes to choosing the best ship or cruise line for your Alaska cruise, there is no one-size-fits-all answer. However, there are certain factors to consider that may influence your preferences for one line or ship over another. Here are some things to look out for. 1. Spacious decks. Opt for a ship that offers spacious decks, as this will provide optimal wildlife and glacier viewing opportunities. 2. Naturalists and experts. Consider a ship that has naturalists and experts on board who can enhance your understanding of the region and its wildlife. 3. Indoor areas for activities. If you have kids or prefer indoor activities, choose a ship that offers indoor areas for swimming and other activities. 4. Glacier Bay sailings. Holland America and Princess have the most sailings to Glacier Bay, so if visiting Glacier Bay is important to you, these lines are worth considering. 5. Cruise vibe. The overall vibe of the ship will greatly impact your enjoyment of the cruise. If you prefer a relaxed and freestyle experience, Norwegian Cruise Line may be a good fit. For more activities on board, Royal Caribbean is worth considering. Celebrity Cruisers offers an upscale experience, while Holland America focuses on enrichment-focused cruises. In addition to the major cruise lines, there are other options to consider. If you seek adventure and prefer a smaller ship, you may enjoy Uncruise. For a luxurious experience on a smaller ship, Seabourn is a great choice. Ultimately, the best ship or cruise line for your Alaska cruise depends on your personal preferences, whether you prioritize wildlife viewing, onboard activities, relaxation, or a luxury experience. Take the time to research and choose the option that aligns with your interests and desires. And that's it! I hope you have learned something, and if you have anything to add, feel free to comment them down below. Once again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, happy travels!